That was a gift from Japan. The cherry blossoms were a gift from Japan. Japan has always viewed itself as a close ally of the United States. Once they start to come out, everyone goes to the parks and finds a way to just enjoy that. Hello, I'm Jeanette Takamura. I'm a third-generation Japanese American. I grew up largely in what one could call post-World War II Hawaii, which was then a territory of the United States. We would celebrate in ways that were very Japanese and also very Hawaii-oriented. When World War II took place, many of our Japanese American men served in the United States military, and they did that to prove their loyalty. So after they came back, they were smart enough to take advantage of the GI Bill. Many of them went off to college, something that would not have been attainable before, came back to Hawaii to make sure that society was one in which people had access to healthcare, education, etc. For many people, what's not known is that Hawaii actually was the first state with universal healthcare. It's a complicated tapestry of federal and states and local. You've got to be a policy genius to bring it together. I started out by actually directing a youth and family program in a community center in urban Honolulu. I was always active in the Democratic Party. And when I received the offer from the governor to join his administration, I could not have been happier. I went to the governor's executive office in Asia, led that for 8 years, developed what was a groundbreaking long-term care financing proposal. That proposal would have covered the entirety of the state of Hawaii. I deliberately organized my team with one person who was solidly private insurance and another who was solidly social insurance oriented. So they would fight it out all the time. And what I basically wanted was the best possible evidence. I remind the governor every time I see him, this could have been a possibility. We could have not just been the first state with universal health care, we could have been the first state with universal long-term care. So the Clinton administration, they called me and said, hey, we heard about you, we want you to come to DC. So I did. Once I got there, I had hoped to somehow work on a national long-term care financing program. But HHS is very siloed, so I couldn't step into that territory. I did the best I could, and we introduced the National Family Caregiver Support Program, which passed and now provides funding to all the states and the territories. I tell people that was really meant to be just a stopgap measure. My interest is actually seeing somehow if we can get all people in the United States to be protected for long-term care. Besides healthcare, that is the big risk, The problem with long-term care, as you probably know, is there are probably 51 different varieties of it. Where you are in terms of state as well as institution really matters. Right now, the big question becomes, in our contemporary environment, what will happen because Medicaid is going to be pretty much decimated. What worries me is that we have taken for granted many of the things that have enabled people to age and to actually experience a fairly good quality of life. I think we need to let people know the real work that needs to be done and the level of focus and commitment people need to have. What's important to know is that the sakura tree actually provides a sense of renewal for people in Japan.
Dr. Takamura, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure.